There are plenty rappers who live by a code of silence. Some law offenders never give up names, even if the crime they were caught doing was a setup for police by one of their colleagues. Here's a list of hip-hop artists who didn't flip for the feds to see more daylight in a witness protection program. Tupac Shakur. In February 1995, Tupac Shakur began a prison bid of 18 months to 4.5 years in Clinton Correctional Facility in Dannemora, New York on rape charges. The sentence was handed down after the late Me Against the World legend was found guilty of first-degree sexual abuse charges on a woman named Ayanna Jackson in November 1993. Jackson said following their consensual sexual encounter in his Manhattan hotel room, she returned the next day to meet Shakur in the same room and was gang raped by him and his road manager Charles Man Fuller, former Jimmy Henchman associate Jacques Haitian Jack Agnon, and another male. On December 1st, 1994, Shakur denied he'd raped her and said he never acted in concert with other men as he tried to exonerate himself during the trial. He was released on October 12, 1995, after Death Row Records boss Suge Knight posted $1.4 million bail to have him released, and Shakur immediately signed to the label to show his gratitude and loyalty. Bobby Schmurda. The meteoric rise to stardom for Bobby Schmurda in 2014 was parallel to the fleeting success of 6991 before both Brooklyn natives entered prison. His enduring 2014 single Hot Nigga, which peaked at #1. 6 on the Billboard Hot 100, accompanied by his equally popular rhythmic arm-flailing and semi-pirouette Shmoney dance, further validated the New York rap scene's derivation of southern trap music with the 8-Halap mob. Schmurda explained in several interviews his stage moniker's last name, Schmurda, meant that killers and witnesses to the crimes should be adhering to the street's unwritten code of silence. But the 20-year-old viral sensation was arrested on Christmas Eve that year on conspiracy to commit murder, weapons possession, and reckless endangerment charges. He was also found to be a high-ranking member of Brooklyn's GS9 gang, which was involved in drug trafficking, hidden murders, and non-fatal shootings. In 2016, Schmurda refused to cooperate as an informant, ratting out his GS9 gang members, specifically his best friend and music collaborator Rowdy Rebel, in exchange for a reduced 5-year sentence. Schmurda ultimately took the court's 7-year bid option to match Rowdy's sentence and pleaded guilty to 2 charges: 4th-degree conspiracy to criminally possess a weapon and 2nd-degree criminal weapons possession. Just a quick reminder, if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Thanks. Now back to the video. John Fort. From 1996 to 1998, the Fugees Refugee Camp All-Stars rode a wave of success and substantial credibility to rap traditionalists behind their emerging stars Cannabis and John Fort. The latter lyricist's illegitimate hustle began several years after Forte's Grammy-nominated ghostwriting work on the Fugees' multi-platinum classic album, The Score, and his standout performance on Wyclef Jean's Bee Gees' sampled solo debut single, We Trying to Stay Alive, in 1997. But Fort became a cautionary tale of fallen star affiliates of the hip-hop's most celebrated crews when he fell on hard times following the cold reception of his debut solo album, Poli-Sci, the following year. I came upon immense hard times, Fort said, explaining his career pitfall in the 2012 Sway in the Morning interview video featured above. It was after my first solo album came out, Poli-Sci, and even though it came out to critical acclaim, it came out to commercial disappointment. We sold about 100,000 copies of that album. By today's standard, that'd be great, but back then it was a brick. Fort resorted to selling liquid bricks thereafter. In 2001, Forte was arrested at Newark International Airport after he was caught by federal agents accepting a briefcase containing 14 kilograms of liquid cocaine with a street value of $1.4 million. He faced charges of possession with intent to distribute cocaine and conspiracy to distribute, and was found guilty, then ordered to serve a minimum 14 years in federal prison at FCI Loretto in Pennsylvania. He didn't give up any names of the product suppliers or any others involved in the case for a plea bargain to lower his prison bid. Fort spent 6 years in prison until his close friend and legendary 1970s soft rock singer Carly Simon lobbied for a lower sentence with U.S. Senator Orrin Hatch, seeing it was his first ever offense. President George W. Bush commuted Ford's sentence on November 24, 2008, and Ford was released from prison 4 weeks later. Shyne, the son of a former Belize prime minister, Shyne was widely perceived by the media and fans as a glaring echo of the notorious B.I.G. It looked like he would sign to Diddy's Bad Boy imprint for his baritone registered vocal styles to fill Biggie's unsettling void upon his death in 1997. At age 21, Shyne's promising career was rapidly taking off. But the Bad Boy star's life changed drastically for the next 10 years after the night of December 27, 1999. The rap rookie was a part of former lovers Diddy and Jennifer Lopez's entourage as they marauded former Manhattan hotspot club New York. When Diddy was in the club's VIP section, he briefly maneuvered into the crowd to greet people before encountering a man and his crew who was said to have made unflattering comments to the music mogul. As a fracas between the two parties escalated, guns were reportedly brandished, including one from Shyne. He fired a warning shot and claimed it was in response to 2 bullets fired from the opposing group in the incident. One of the bullets struck 2 people, including Natanya Rubin, who alleged in court Diddy had a gun. Shyne maintained his shots were in self-defense, but never disclosed in court documents or his testimony who fired the initial shots that hit the 2 victims. He was charged with attempted murder, assault, and reckless endangerment and faced up to 25 years. After Diddy's legal team advised Shyne to get his own counsel during the trial, Diddy was acquitted, but Shyne was sentenced to 10 years in prison on June 1st, 2001. He was released from Woodbourne Correctional Facility in early 2009 and deported to his native Belize as a non-citizen felon. Myan was on the rise as a first-rate spitter during the late 1990s. He was discovered and managed by late industry heavyweight executive Chris Lighty, signed to Island Def Jam, and delivered stellar guest appearances for 2 tracks on the hip-hop all-star compilation Violator, the album in 1999, including the track You Can't Stop Me. At age 23, the NY General was allegedly involved in a series of robberies of 2 cab drivers in his hometown, just over a week before the album was released. He was convicted on August 2, 1999 by a Bronx County court judge who said Myan committed the second of the robberies in March 1998. Both charges carried up to 50 years in prison, and Myan ended up doing 7. Myan still maintains his innocence to this day, yet refused to rat on the person who he truly believes is responsible for the heists. Loon Loon became Bad Boy Records' passable flagship rapper by default following Biggie's 1997 death, Maj trading his music industry celebrity for Christian ministry in 1999 and Shyne's aforementioned incarceration. The How You Like That charmer left Bad Boy in 2004 to start his own Boss Up Entertainment imprint and converted to Islam 4 years later. Born Chauncey Lamont Hawkins, Loon would go on to change his legal name to Amir Junaid Muhaddith, subsequently ending his music career as he moved to Egypt and dedicated his life to religion. During a trip to Brussels, Belgium in 2011, however, Muhaddith was booked by police and eventually extradited to the United States in May 2012. He was sentenced to 14 years in federal prison on charges of imprisonment for conspiracy with intent to traffic 1 or more kilos of heroin in July 2013. Muhaddith is serving his time after opting to not tell who else was involved in the international drug ring.